Hello YouTube, this is Braden with Midwest Websites, your solution for business website design and search engine optimization. Building your website in Adobe Muse, Dreamweaver, or iWeb? Swing by our store to get a hosting platform so you can upload your finished project when it's done. Link in the description below. Now, when we create a website, normally we want most of the information, if not all of it, to be fully accessible to anyone who comes to our web address. However, for some businesses, or some development companies, that isn't always practical for some sections. Maybe you need to keep some internal information segregated from the general public, or you want to give your web developer a place to test changes before they set them live on your main site. For cases like these, or others, whatever your reasoning may be, you may need to set up a password-protected directory in your hosting plan. Today we're going to go over how to do this in a Linux cPanel environment. The one that I have set up here for example.midwestwebsites.com is set up on a shared GoDaddy cPanel, though most hosting environments have a password protection feature of some variety, including most cPanels. This isn't anything that's unique to GoDaddy per se. For cPanel specifically, they call it directory privacy, which you can find if you type in directory privacy or just directory into the search bar above the icons here on the main cPanel page. When you click on it, you'll probably get a little pop-up window asking you where you want to start. We'll just start in the web root like it's got marked here by default, and check the box to show hidden files just to cover your bases. This isn't strictly required, but generally it's not a bad idea to be able to see the whole picture. After that, we'll click the Go button, and we'll be taken over to another page in cPanel so that we can start password protecting a given directory. On this page, we'll be starting in our web root, which for cPanels is public_HTML. On the page, you'll see the list of folders that are associated with your root directory, as well as the current folder for the root directory. Individual files aren't going to display here. The directory privacy feature in cPanel is designed to protect whole folders. So if you want to put something aside for a specific group of people to view, you'll probably want to set it up in a subfolder of your root directory. For our purposes, just for this example, I'm going to stay in public_HTML. But if you wanted to explore different folders, you can click the folder next to the folder that you want to look at. It'll actually show you the icons for the folders that are in that subfolder, and you can further click on those or go back as you see fit just by clicking on the name of the folder up at the top there. Now, since we're going to be working in the root directory, we're going to click the name of the folder itself. Now, you'll note I just clicked that when it had the list of folders here a moment ago. In order to move on to the next step, you're going to click the link for the folder that's furthest to the right of what you're looking at. So if I were to do this, for example, 3.midwestwebsites.com, I'd click it here. Since I'm just going to be working in public HTML, I'm going to click on public HTML when it's by itself here. After that, we'll be moved on to the next page where we're going to take a look at our security settings. First thing we need to do is we need to password protect the directory. So we're going to check the box to do this, and we're going to enter a name for the password protected directory. This name is going to show up on the login page that you're going to be working with, or that you're going to have your dedicated group of people logging into. So you should name it with either instructions for them to use to log in, or just a quick description of what it is. So let's say internal reports. If we needed to put in some Excel spreadsheets or some minutes or other general information about our company that needs to be accessible regardless of where our users are. After that, we'll click the Save button here. It'll tell us whether or not we've been successful in saving our user, and once we do that, we will go back and we're going to create a username and password. This username and password can be pretty much anything that you like. You may want to create more than one, not a big deal if you do. So we'll do new user 1. We'll create a password for them. We will confirm our password, and then we'll save it. And it'll tell us again if we've been successful or not. Then we'll go back and we'll actually have a new section down here for authorized users. Now, if you ever need to change a password for a user that you've already created, it'll actually tell you how to do that. You just put the user back into the username field up here and create a new password for them like we did in the previous step. If you need to create a second user, it works much the same way. So let's say we did new user 2. We'll do this the exact same way. Put in a user, put in a password, confirm the password, and then we'll save again. There we go. And then when we go back after our success, we'll have our users here. Note that this is not going to show you what current passwords are for a given user, so if you forget what one is, or need to create a new user but aren't sure what the password is for your previous ones, you will have to go in and update those in order to synchronize them if that's what you want to do, or to change them if you've forgotten what they are. Now, once you've got all of your usernames and passwords set the way that you'd like them, it's going to be important that you go over to the website you've set them up for to test them to make sure they're working. So we'll go over to example.midwestwebsites.com. And once we're there, we'll get a little pop-up window here. As you can see, internal reports comes up from where we named our password-protected directory in the first step of the process. Once this window comes up, you'll put in your username and your password. And if all goes as planned, you should just be able to access the page that it's protecting once you've logged in. That's all there is to creating password-protected directories. Thanks as always for watching this video. If it has been of help to you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel, definitely helps us get this information out to those who need it. And have a great rest of the day.